to hear something sad. I just got off the phone with my ex. And I should not be talking to him because I said I was over him, but I get in the stages where I miss him. So when he called me, I answer the phone, and I know I shouldn't, but that's another story for another day. But anywho, his birthday is tomorrow. So I asked him, I said, your birthday tomorrow, so what you doing? And he was like, I ain't doing nothing. I was like, what you mean you're not doing nothing? You're turning 34. And I know last year you told me that you would like to go to Atlanta, take a trip. And then he was like, I ain't got the money for it. I was like, how you don't have the money for it? Like, you've been talking about this. So, what happened to the money that you should have been saving all this time? So he was like, well, bills. I got to pay bills. That's why I hadn't been able to save because of bills that I got to pay. And I was like, that just disgusted me, because this is the problem. This is the one of the main problems we had when we was together. Like, where is your ambition? Where is your go getter? Where is your thrive? Like, to go get more money at? So I told him, I said, you got to stop blaming bills, because bills are always going to be there. It's up to you to be able to pay your bills, have money in your pocket, and be able to save. And I told him, I said, you got to get your money up. Like, what you doing? And I know what he's doing. I know him. I've been with him for 3 years. And I know he's on the game for 13, 14, 15 hours.
That changes the things. That changes things significantly. See, at first, and this is one of the reasons why I want to get the full context, and I don't stop it until I hear a little bit more, unless it's just something that somebody is saying egregious. But that changes things significantly. And let me tell you why. Because it's one thing, and I know that there's lots of people that try to make excuses as to why they can't be high achievers or they don't want anything more in life. And I think that for overwhelming the majority of 95 plus percent of people, and this is why I don't feel compelled or feel any type of way of giving out information, because I know that the majority of people are not going to take it and not going to execute on it, is because most of it is effort, consistency, and life choices. But when she said that, because it's one thing if he was just like going through something, have to pay bills, maybe you got life events, parents, who knows, right? Taking care of your little brother, I don't know. 34 years old, it's about time to start putting it together. But if you're spending 14, 15, 16 hours a day and putting that level of effort into a game that you're not even getting paid for, yeah, it's time for y'all to move on. Y'all got to start realizing when you've outgrown the circumstances that you used to subject yourself to. Objectively, just telling the truth. A lot of times we like to say, and I know that there's going to be guys inside of the comments that say stuff like, oh man, what's wrong with the game and all of this other type of stuff. Nothing is wrong with anything that you decide to do in a hobby in moderation. Let me say that again. Nothing is wrong with anything that you want to do in moderation. But what success is, and a lot of people don't want to really have this conversation, success is making a sacrifice on one end for a pleasure in order to create an opportunity for yourself to be able to run up a bag on the other end. Because we all literally have the same 24 hours. And if you start to try to figure out, Magic Johnson says something, and his lifestyle I don't necessarily agree with, but you can chew the meat, spit out the bones. Magic Johnson says something. He said it takes just as much time to make $1 billion as it does to make $1 million. I equate that and I say it takes just as much time to make $1 million as it does to make $100,000, right? Because we all in our levels at certain times and we all in our brackets. But here's the thing. If you're not utilizing your time effectively, but you say, because again, I don't think it's anything wrong with playing games. I don't think you're doing anything illegal or so on and so forth. But don't say that this is what you want, but don't put the time in and is unwilling to put down the vice, because anything could become a vice. Anything could become an addiction. Anything could be a gateway or a getaway. And don't put down or make the sacrifice, but then want to criticize or talk negatively, because that's what a lot of people do in the comments. Criticize or talk negatively about the people that have sacrificed and didn't take no shortcuts to go get it. They'll often at times say stuff like, oh, you disconnected, or you too far removed from what regular people. Now, you know what? I was a regular person. I was an irregular person. I was below average when it came to my success because of the environment and the culture that I embraced. And I used to be a guy that liked to play video games in my late teens, early 20s. And to be honest with you, it was the birth of my daughter and going broke that then put this battery in my back that said, you know what? I'm willing to give up all of these little trinkets and the stuff that's wasting time because it ain't making me no money. I'm willing to give up that bullshit so that I can run up a bag because this is what my goals are. Now, if you don't aspire to do anything greater, then that's cool. Just stop trying to handcuff other people that are, or stop trying to criticize and stay in your lane. Don't dream no more. Don't look at other people's cars. Don't do none of that. Just shut the fuck up and stay in your lane. And you know, I wish men, specifically men of black culture, put down the vices, and it's a lot of them. Video games got a fucking hold on us. Sports gambling got a death choke on people. They just can't get their money right on that type of time. Chasing box and letting that, no, having no dick discipline, that will prevent you from being successful. It's a lot of vices. But if you ever want to get to that next level, then you're going to have to make the sacrifice that would then allow for you to really create the space to be great in this space. You can't dedicate all your time to this and just think that something is just going to happen on the back end. That's not how life works. Let's get back to it.
Y'all, I kid you not. How you on the game that long? You finna be 34 tomorrow. How are you on the game for that long and you broke? You broke. I could understand if you're getting paid to stream while you on the game, but that 12, 13, 14 hours that you are on the game, you could be using that time to learn a high income skill. You could
A
be.
lot of people say stuff to me a lot of times like, well, if you get so much money, which it ain't even about whether I get so much money. It's about whether or not I'm well off and secure and my daughter don't have to go to, ever take out student loans and I don't have any debt and I don't have any worries and my family and my wife is well provided for. Then why you on the internet all day? Because I'm minding the business that pays me. I'm not doing this shit for free. I'm not doing it just because it's fun. It is fun, right? And I love doing it, but let's be clear, I'm minding the business that pays me. If you're not getting paid or you're not at some point getting to the point to where you're going to get paid for the thing that you are doing as a hobby, if you are dedicating the majority of your woke hours to it, then that means that you are basically wasting your time. That's just the honest to God truth. And you can get mad because it's a woman saying it, or you can get mad because I'm saying it. But the key to success is doing what you don't want to do when you don't want to do it, and when you have the opportunity that you prepared for, you ain't got to get ready. It's just there. That's what success looks like. It's just the truth.
Using that time to find a side hustle to go cut somebody grass
Go get
or
some
to
money.
pick up somebody
Productive.
leaves off the ground or something. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just glad that guy got me out that relationship. Like, nothing really changing about my ex. I be want to talk to him to catch up on things, but ain't nothing changing about that man. And it's sad, but I'm glad God delivered me from that atmosphere, like that energy that he brought, because he's like has like laziness upon him and not wanting to do anything and just wanting to stay the same. He have like stagnation upon him, and
Yeah.
that was all the things I desperately prayed and asked God to deliver me from, because I did not want it to be like that. And I'm not like that, so it's just something that just disgusted me. I think I shouldn't pick up the.
Yeah, she shouldn't pick up the phone anymore. She probably got he probably got a chokehold on her. Her vice. That's why she keep picking up the phone. But y'all gonna have to learn how to outgrow situations, and it doesn't mean that people are bad people. It just means that God is moving you in a different direction, and you've outgrown that situation, and it's time to move on. Honestly, it's nobody is bad people. We just got two different goals and two different things that we striving for and how we utilizing our time. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love y'all. Appreciate you. I'm gonna holler at you guys later. Peace.